down payment for a house do you really need? I always heard that you need a down payment of 20% to buy a house. And this seemed like such a big hurdle that I always thought I'd have to wait until I reached my 30s to even afford a house. It wasn't until I worked for a real estate office as the accountant, depositing those down payment checks and constantly seeing loan officers pitch mortgages for first-time homebuyers that I realized most people put down far less than 20%. And the data backs this up. In 2019, the median down payment for first-time homebuyers was 6%. Realizing I needed less than I thought, I saved 6% for a down payment, and I was able to buy my own place at 25 years old. So if you don't need 20% down, how much do you really need? It depends on what kind of loan you get. I ended up getting a conventional loan. Lenders offering conventional loans typically require at least 5% down. With the Federal Housing Administration loan, your down payment can be as low as 3.5%. Veterans or service members can get a Veterans Affairs loan with no money down. If you're struggling to save up, all states have down payment assistance programs. Though program structures can vary, some lend you all or just some of the money that's needed for a down payment. And you can repay it as a second mortgage with its own interest rate and terms. They can be surprisingly good offers. Last year, I was considering a loan from the down payment assistance program from Mass Housing. It had a 10-year term and a 1% interest rate, which is less than the rate of inflation. And many states also offer down payment assistance grants, which don't need to be repaid. Getting such grants is difficult. Only a certain number of borrowers are eligible, and these programs typically have limited funding. So why do we still hear that you need 20% down to get a house? Partly, I think it's because a lot of people take financial advice from their parents, and 20% down was the norm when they bought their first home. On the other hand, there are benefits to putting 20% down if you can afford it. A larger down payment means a smaller loan and a lower monthly mortgage payment. You can also get a lower interest rate because lenders will view your loan as less risky. Putting 20% down also means that you can avoid paying private mortgage insurance. PMI protects a lender in case you can't repay your loan, and the monthly cost of PMI is generally between $30 and $70 per every $100,000 you borrow. And you typically have to pay it until you reach 20% equity in your home. PMI may be one of the biggest reasons for putting 20% down, but that whole debate is enough for another video. Now you know more about how much you actually need for a down payment. Knowledge is power, and I hope this helps you understand your options and makes you more optimistic that homeownership is within reach.